Okay, I'm back. Number of minutes, 9 minutes. Okay, put together just a little bit of a level. Nothing too fancy, but I think this will let us test the major things with the movement of the characters. You know, things like jumps, going up and down the ladders. We'll be able to figure out. I want to have things like momentum in there, because all of your standard games, I keep going back to Mario as a good example. If you're just standing still and you try to jump, you can't jump nearly as far as you can if you get a bit of a running start. So we should probably put that in this game. Just, you know, a few like weird setups of jumps and ladders and things like that. And then I put this extra long fall just so that we should be able to see visually that you're picking up speed as you fall, just so that it looks a little more natural. And a lot of these falls in here are probably enough for us to see that, but you know, might as well have a longer fall somewhere. And then I ended up making all of these along the top and left. These are all actually walls, as you can see on the minimap. And you know what? The ladder is not showing up on the minimap, and this is a good time to mess with that right now. Under General, we've got Draw Minimap. Let's see here. Right now, as it puts in the, as it draws in the black squares to represent the walls, that's all it's designed for. So we have it sets the color equal to black right off the bat, and then it draws the squares. So here's what we should do. Instead of it always being black, I'm going to cut that out, and we say if tile equals 1, which is a wall, then make the color black and draw the line, or draw the square. For those of you who skipped the Pac-Man video, which I do not recommend that you skip the Pac-Man video if you're going to do this one, this the colon in VB can be used to attach lines that would normally be, or commands that would normally be each on their own separate line. You can put them one after another. It's just like using tab to organize your thoughts. I mean, some people organize their thoughts or their code by putting in tabs for things. The tabs do nothing. They're just for you. And also comments. I mean, we've got comments here and there. They're only for you as a programmer to help organize things the way you want them organized. I like to use the colon to slap things together at different times, just because in my own head that makes sense. If you don't like using them, you could just very easily turn this into a block if and have the two separate commands, or you could just have this, you know, paste this line and then have the second one draw. But however you want to do it, that's what this is, in case I forget to explain it later. So I'm going to copy this line. I believe tile equaling 2, yes, is ladder. So I'll come back down here, tile equals 2. Then our color will equal, let's try red. So if I run this and I load the map, now we see the ladders drawn in red. So you can use colors to represent different tile types as you go through here. Pretty much whatever you think of. If you in your own game decide to add like lava pits or something, or spike pits, which actually that would be a great idea to add to this one. I should probably do that. I will try to remember that for later. But to have some kind of new category, which would be spike pit or death or dungeon or whatever you want to call it, and you could make it look however you want. You could make it look like, you know, waves, like it's water, and if you fall in the water you die, or you could make it look like lava, or just spikes, anything, so that if the character falls onto that tile, regardless of what it looks like, it means death. So that's actually a really good one to have. We'll add that later, and then it'll have to have its own color. In fact, we'll probably have it be red, just because that makes sense. You know, as like a danger zone or a danger tile or something. I almost hit load when I went to save my map before, when I had the camera off. And it'd be very easy to accidentally hit one of these. Like when the map is blank, if you accidentally hit save, you just lost your map. So I'm going to add in some extra code to those because they kind of scare me. So we'll go to save, and we're going to say temp equals message box, are you sure you want to save? Comma, we say VB yes, no, comma, and the title, well, I don't know, doesn't, we can leave the title blank. If temp equals VB no, then exit sub. Exit sub jumps us down to here. So in other words, we totally skip this whole section if we say no. I'll copy this and put it into load as well. It's just safer that way. Are you sure you want to load? Okay. Now what this should do, if I say load, I can say no, I don't want to load, and everything's fine. Or load, yes. Okay. Easy enough. And I should be able to cancel the saving, and I don't want to save. Or if I say yes, I want to save, it tells me that it saved it. So that's safe. We'll leave it this way. No accidental deleting of the map like I did earlier, or overwriting it. Let's see. Now, with the Pac-Man, the editor was so close to the actual game that we didn't have to change much, and it was as easy as just disabling a button or two or disabling a few lines of code. With this one, it's a little bit more complicated, so we're going to want to have the editor separate from the actual program. But like I've said before, building onto the editor is far easier. So what we're going to do is I'm going to close down the project. Oops, I'm in the wrong folder here. Okay, here is my program. I'm going to copy it and make a new folder, and I'm just going to call this game and paste it. So back here in the original folder, we're going to leave this the same. This is our editor. We can come back to it and make a new level, and we might even at some point come back to it to add features into it, like we might add spike pits or something. But now I'm going to open up the separate one here that I'm calling game, and this is the one that we're going to modify to be playable. It won't be an editor. So we're going to start off by removing all of the extra stuff that made into an editor. It's taking a while to load because I'm on a slow laptop and I have 100 things open, it seems like. Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to remove, well, not remove the sprite sheet, I just cut it out. I'm going to set the visible on it to false so we can't see it. I can remove that. I can remove the minimap. If I go into the code here, I want to remove every place that says draw minimap. Just scan through here. I'm going to leave the code for loading in there to start with. Called draw minimap. Remove that. Here's for clicking on the minimap. I'm going to delete that. See our picture 3 here. We've got a couple places. Picture 3 is paint. Get rid of that. Saving the map, I'm going to completely remove. We don't need that. Oh, when you delete sections like that, or functions, like here's a, I'll explain it here on this last one before I get rid of it. If you highlight the entire thing and delete it, sometimes it does not delete it, but rather puts it into general as its own subsection. So just to be sure, and there's reasons why it doesn't, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but rather than trying to explain those, it's easier, just as a rule of thumb, as a habit, to always highlight the code inside and delete. Then highlight the function itself and delete that. Yeah, I have a low space notification. I've filled this thing up with videos and all kinds of stuff, so I'm not surprised. Alright, on that note, I hear the alarm going off. Let me try saving this project and see if I get any weird errors when it runs. Yep, there's another draw minimap. Path not found. Oh, that's because map is back here into game. Just want to see if this thing will load. Loaded. Okay, it loads. Draw minimap. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of places we'll have to cut these out. Alright, time for me to save the video.